Hi friends, welcome back to the Goose and Ghost Knitting Podcast. My name is Ashley and I am the maker and designer behind Goose and Ghost Knits. You can find me on Instagram as Goose and Ghost Knits or on Ravelry as Goose and Ghost. And I'm coming to you today from Seattle, as I am every week, except for the last couple of weeks when I've taken a little bit of time off. Normally I try to film every other week, but it's been about a month now since I've filmed, and I needed to take some time away. I kind of took like a social media break. I had some life fun things going on that I don't really want to talk about, but I've kind of talked about how my mental health hasn't been 100% as of late. And it just kind of hit a little bit of a point where I needed to step away. I needed to focus on myself and figure out what's going on with myself. So I did, and I'm feeling better. I'm feeling much better, and it was for the best. So I'm glad for it. Sometimes a breather is a good thing. Well, most of the time a breather is a good thing. It doesn't feel like a good thing, but it helps. Truly, deeply helps. So this is my podcast here where I talk about all of the things that I am making. Most of the time it's knitting. Sometimes there's some sewing, sometimes there's some crochet. But it's all the things that I'm working on in the last couple weeks. So I've got not as much as you would expect to have for somebody who's been away for a month. But that's okay. When I took my social media break, I also took a little bit of a making break, and I just kind of slowed down for a little bit. It is what it is, but we're rolling again. We're feeling good again. Feeling better again. So we're gonna go through this as I normally do. We'll start with what I'm wearing. And I said in my last podcast that I would have this on my body for my next one. And here we are. This is the Juniper Vest by Joan Ho. Knitwear by Joan on Instagram. She is coming out with a beautiful book in September full of cable knits. And I was so fortunate to get to test knit this for her, and it was a slog to get through. It was very hard for me to get through this as quickly as I had to because cables and my hands aren't the kindest to each other. I talk about it a lot in my last couple episodes. Highly recommend go checking them out. I think I figured it out this time. But honestly, it was all worth it because I'm in love. I love this so much. I look so cute on. I feel really cute today. I'm just gonna stand on my couch here to show you. It looks great. It looks so good. I went and took some pictures before I filmed, and I'll put in a little B-roll. No, I'll put in B-roll later because one of my finished objects I wore in the photo shoot too. The sun's coming out behind the clouds, so we might have a fun lighting situation here. We'll see what happens. I'm in love. Cables are hard for me to get through, but honestly I feel like they align with my personal style the most out of like most knitting styles. I'm drawn to them even if I don't like making them. We'll get to that later. So I'm so happy with this. I had to go shopping for some shirts to wear underneath of it yesterday, and I am really pleased with my selection. What I came up with. This has ties that I wasn't so I thought the ties would be really cute with it, but now I'm like not totally so sure about them. Let me know what you think. No, okay, that is cute. I think that is cute. But I can also tuck it away like I had. So we'll keep it how I had it and untie it and put it back behind my shirt. I think it looks very cute both ways. So I don't normally gravitate towards light blue. If I'm gonna go blue, it's gonna be dark, but I really like my outfit today, which is kind of why I decided to film today, is because I felt so cute taking those pictures. So I was like, I guess I have to. I was going to film tomorrow, but why not today? Why not today? I got things to show. So got my notes, whole page full of notes, things to show you. So let's jump right into a finished object, a sewing finished object today. And I finished my estuary skirt. Ta-da! This is a pattern by Sew Liberated. And I've really struggled trying to get the color of this correct on camera before, but I think it's showing up actually today really true to color. Usually it's looking like this looks very sunflower mustard yellow, and that's really how it looks like. Most of the time it's showed up like too pale, not as saturated, but today we're looking good. So I did these pockets, not the ones that are sewn in to the seams. I can't remember what it's called right now, I'm sorry. And I went and found some buttons, and I went against my original plan for buttons. I found the most adorable sunflowers. I originally just wanted like a dark brown wood, but I'm so happy that I found the sunflowers. I think they're so cute. I think it fits it so well. I'm very happy with it. And I'll insert the B-roll right here while I'm explaining all the things. I'm really still not the greatest sewist ever. Future me is going to look at this and be like, wow, beginner Ashley sucked. You know what? That's fine. This is only the third garment I've ever sewn, but I'm going to be wearing this all the time. This is what I wore in my original photo shoot with my Juniper vest this morning, and you guys, I'm going to be wearing this all the time. I'm going to be making more of these for sure because I'm in love. This is going to become a wardrobe staple for sure. It's just very easy to wear. It was not the easiest project for me to make, but it was a lot of learning for me. But I don't think it's a difficult pattern. It was just new. A lot of the techniques in it was new to me. So I'm very excited to have this to wear now. That's the only finished object that I have. Everything else I have today is going to be a whip, and we'll start with my oldest whip that I wanted to have finished by now, and it's still not finished, but I'm making progress towards it. It's getting bigger. It's actually getting pretty big now. This is my shawl design I'm currently working on. That's got, oh, this is a lifeline. So that's, the thread from my estuary skirt has, like, all the little snippings have been everywhere all over the apartment. I need to, like, vacuum again to try and get rid of more of them. So I thought that was another thread from my estuary skirt. So we just have increasing. I took a little break to discuss dinner plans. I'm already hungry for dinner. But anyways, back to the shawl. We've got increasingly larger sections of eyelets, and I mean, I guess they are increasingly bigger garter sections. On my last episode, I was here, and I got through this whole garter section and a couple section, a couple repeats into this eyelet section. So I'm not making as much progress as I really wanted to be at this point, but the shawl is getting bigger. Like, at this point it's getting pretty big. And I think, no, we're not quite big enough to wrap yet. So I want it to be really big. It's getting, holding it out my fingertip here, it's getting decently big, but not big enough. And then this little green marker, I'm using non-super washi yarn, so I spliced my ends together. This is the indicator to me for how long it took me to get through my first ball of yarn. So that's what I got so far. I'm really hoping to get a good chunk of this done. I want this done so bad. I really wanted to have it ready for release for my birthday, which is mid-April, but I'm not going to be able to finish this in time to get to testers to have enough time for release by mid-April, so I'm just going to keep working on it. I'm going to have to put it down soon because I have another design commitment that needs to be out by a certain date. Actually, I can talk about that because it has been announced. Yarnacious and I are collaborating again. I'm going to be the designer for her quarterly sock club, and my design will be coming out, my design and the quarterly club will be coming out in May. So the design yarn is en route to me right now, and I've got pattern ideas sketched out right now, ready to find out if it works on paper. So I will link Yarnacious's website down below. I love Maggie. I love Maggie's yarn. We've collaborated before. I have designed my sock designs, one of my sock designs in her yarn without collaboration before. She's one of my favorite indie dyers. I highly recommend her yarn. I'll have the, I'll have the link for her website down below, definitely. Maybe the link specifically to the quarterly sock club, if it's currently available. I don't know if the spring set is available yet. I don't think it actually is yet. I think she said she was going to put it up for sale in April. I will have something linked to her website though. So this is where I'm at. I'm really hoping I can get, I really want to finish it. I want to get it done and start incorporating in the other fun design aspect that I had for it, because it's not just going to be all garter and eyelets. It'll have something extra fun in it, but I just need to get there first. So hopefully I can get through to there. But there's really not much to say about it right now. There's not, it's just I'm working through the process right now. All right, the other work in progress that you have seen is a sweater. And it's all kinds of messy right now. Last time you saw this, I hadn't even started the color work yet. This is the Forsythian by Jen Steingass. And this is where I'm at right now. Green marker. I'm on a green marker kick right now. Green marker was at where I was at the last episode. So I've done the first chart right here, and I think I'm like 8 or 9 rows into the second chart. I'm trying to make it lay out flat so you can really see it, but it's curling hard. So let's see. And you can't really see it. It's not super great. And you will notice that They're all live stitches. There's not attached to anything. Yeah, I've made a decision on this, unfortunately. It's very difficult, I think, to see the color work in this. Trying to focus it. It's difficult to see the color work in this. It's not, I'm not happy with it. It's a little bit better. It's not showing up as great as I wanted to. You definitely can't, like, you can see it starting right here and moving down, but you can't, it's not defined. So the contrast between my main color of Knit Picks High Desert Sport in the color Quail and the main contrast color CC1 is not. This is Spin Cycle, Dyed in the Wool, Stay Out of the Forest. The contrast between these two, like if it's this, great, fantastic. But it cycles through colors as Spin Cycle does. And the contrast between the two is not enough, and it's just not showing up well. So I have decided to frog it where I'm at right now. It's not going to be worth my time to keep going and try and figure out if it's going to work. I know right now that I'm not happy with it. I want to switch out this color. So I'm going to switch this out to the navy in the High Desert collection. I love this yarn. This is really nice yarn. So I'm just going to switch it out to the navy in the High Desert collection, but I have to wait a little bit for either a sale or my financial situation to get a little bit better. I can't buy yarn right now, unfortunately. So I was really excited to work on the sweater. I still really want to work on it. I was kind of like the first couple days of me thinking like, oh, there's a problem there. I was like, maybe I should push through. I really want the sweater. I can just push through. I don't think that I can push through. I don't think that I'll be happy at the end of it. I think it'll just be better to find a color solution that works better for me, and then I can save the gray for another sport weight sweater or shawl or something. I'm very sorry for the background noise. It's bad today. So I'll save it for something else that I can find, but it's not going to continue in as the gray and the orange and this really beautiful blue green color. I love this. This is so pretty. But I'm very happy. Like, I thought that the color combination would be great. I just think it needs to be a little bit higher contrast. So we'll go for a really dark main color, and that'll make the more saturated, these two really saturated colors pop, and I think it'll look really good that way. So it's gonna get frogged. I'm very sad about it, but it needed to happen, and it's for the best. It is for the best. But what did I cast on after that to make up for the fact that I'm frogging it? A cabled cardigan. Ashley, you don't like doing cables. I already said this episode how much I love making them. Ashley, you said in the last episode that you needed to take a break from cables after this was such an arduous process for you. I did say that. I did in fact say that. But I also feel like I remember saying that I may eat my words. I'm eating my words. My fiance and I just booked our wedding photographer. And we haven't scheduled them yet, but we are going to hopefully be doing engagement pictures with her in the next month and a half. Closer to the month and a half mark out. We're hoping for like end of April, hopefully. And I wanted to make this cardigan for it. So I realized maybe if I have a time frame, I should probably start it. So I did. I started, this is the Bindweed cardigan. Bindweed? I don't know which one it is, but I've been calling it Bindweed. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I'd be happy to adjust how I'm saying it. I've been making the Bindweed cardigan by Ksenia Nedyon, who is Life is Cozy on Instagram. And this is where I'm at so far. It's not a whole lot of progress, but this actually has been a decent amount of knitting. And this is, you can see the raglan shaping right here. So this is going to be the sleeve right here. There's going to be a front panel that's right now just this big, and that's all going to be cables. And then the back is just straight stockinette, and then the other shoulder is that same cable, and then again the same front panel. So I think I have just finished 17 rows into this section, and I think something changes at row 24. And I just put in my first little nup here too. So I'm really excited to have this cardigan for our engagement pictures. I think it's really, like, it feels very me. It feels like something like I'm so excited to wear, and I would feel so cute in it. And so far, I've really been enjoying the process of it. It's been kind of difficult, but I'm really enjoying it. Ooh, I'm gonna make my dress for the engagement shoot too. Maybe I should grab the fabric so I can show you. I just tripped hard over my coffee table coming back here, so that's great. So this is my fabric. It's a pretty army green color. And like the stripes, the checkerboarding like matches the creamy color like perfectly. So I do not remember what kind of fabric this is. It has like a nice amount of drape and it's really soft. I think it's a kind of cotton, but I don't remember. I got it from Joann's in the fall, and when I went back the other day with my mom, I wanted to find it and show it to her, and it wasn't there. So it is what it is. It's pretty pretty. I really like it. So that's gonna be my engagement pictures dress and the cardigan. So for the yarn for this, I'm using drops because I wanted to make this as affordable as possible. And drops isn't easily accessible in the United States. You do have to ship it from Canada or the UK. The cheapest option that I found was shipping from the UK, which was Wool Warehouse. So I got a whole sweater's quantity of both fingering weight yarn and mohair for under $50 US, which including shipping, which is fantastic. And so I'm using, like I said, I'm using drops. I'm using drops Flora, which is this one right here, and it's just in the like bare, I guess like kind of undyed colorway. It's 01, and Flora is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. It's not the softest yarn that I've ever used, but it is really enjoyable for how cheap it was. And then I'm using Kid Silk in the color 20. And those two turn out to be like this kind of creamy color, which is fantastic. I didn't want a stark white, and I really like how they're working up together. So I'm very happy with it so far. I think it's gonna be so pretty. I'm enjoying working on it. It's definitely a project that I have to sit down and focus on, because there are 3 charts going on at the same time. The sleeve chart and then the front right and front left, all going on at the same time, 3 different charts. So I have to really focus on it. And it's not a project that I can really bring out and about, but that's okay. I don't really go out and about much anyways, and if I do, I bring my shawl with me because it's still small enough that I don't feel like I'm taking up a lot of space, but it's easy. It is very easy. I don't have to focus on it like at all. But that's really all that I have right now for makes. I have one acquisition that I honestly forgot was coming until it showed up here. I got my Fangirl Fibers Disney Parks skein of the month. So every month I get one skein inspired by an attraction at a Disney parks all around the world. And I just got the February skein a couple days ago. And so here's a spoiler warning if you haven't received yours. I'm about to say what attraction it is and show the skein. 3, 2, 1. This is Tron Lightcycle, which currently is only at Shanghai Disney, but as of 4/4, it will be open to the general public in Florida in Disney World as well. My mom and sister have actually already been on it from cast member previews, and they both said that it was absolutely fantastic. They had so much fun on it. And I think she did a really good job capturing it. And this is absolutely like 2 months in a row. It's been colors that I would never reach for. I wouldn't purchase, but I think they are so, so pretty. And I'm really excited to start working on the blanket that I have planned. I wanted to start it, as I receive the yarns, work it up, but I didn't. I'm thinking that I probably will, by the next episode, start on the first month, which was It's a Small World. And I showed that in my last episode. But I'd like to have it started. Because I don't want this yarn to just be sitting here. I want to use it. And I'm really trying, like, it's very dark, but you can see part of my stash behind me. And I don't want to keep expanding it. I kind of want to, I don't want to pare down what I have, but I want to use what I have. It's just going to be better. It's going to be less chaotic. Especially since we may be moving sometime in the next couple months. I don't want to have to move all of that. So use what I've got is kind of the goal for right now. I'll purchase yarn. Of course I'll purchase yarn. I'm in a club. But it's going to be fewer and far between than it has been. I love the metal sounds from outside. I hope you guys can, I mean, I hope you can't hear it, but like, it's making me laugh. Should we talk about life stuff real quick? So in the last episode, I was telling you that the next week I was going wedding dress shopping. I did go wedding dress shopping. I found my dress. I'm very happy about my dress. I feel so pretty in it. I keep, every couple days I go back and look at the pictures and videos that we took of me in it, and I'm just like, I can't wait. But it was in the last shop that we went to, and I didn't think wedding dress shopping would be as stressful or like chaotic, or like, I didn't have good vibes. I didn't think it would be like as awful as it was, basically. And I'm not saying like it wasn't awful. It was just a lot of emotions that I wasn't expecting. And so I told you I was going to go to David's Bridal first to go do like dress shopping experimentation, and I did. And I got the answers that I needed. The dress style that I thought that I liked was in fact exactly what I liked. But it was fun to try on all the different styles. And then so we went to the 4 other shops that I had actually planned to go to. And it was very fun. The first shop, I felt like I was excited. The girl there was so nice. She was so kind. There was one dress there that I had been really in love with. And I tried it on. I was like, I love it. I'm so excited. And everybody else was like, that's not it. That's not your dress. They all thought another dress at that shop was the dress. And I was like, I don't get it. Why are you guys all convinced that this is it? I wasn't feeling it. So I left very confused. Very confused. And we went to the next shop, and they were having a trunk show for a designer that I've been in love with for years and years and years. And including the dress from them that I have been convinced for years and years and years was my dress. And I tried it on, and I was so excited. I felt so pretty, and everyone else was just like, really? Oh, it's pretty. And then I ended up having, like, you watch Say Yes to the Dress, and you see those brides have those reactions. I ended up having that reaction to a different dress. But I didn't like the dress. But all I could sit there and be like, I'm getting married. Oh my God, Colin and I are getting married. And I can't wait. And every time I would look at myself in the mirror in this dress, I started sobbing. I put that dress on twice. But I didn't like the dress. There was like, we left and I was looking at pictures of it and was like, yeah, I'd want to change that, and I want to change this, and I want to change that, and I would want this different, and this needs to be different. I'm like, why did I have that reaction when I want to change all of these different things about this dress? I didn't get it. I still don't get it. But like both times that I tried it on, and every time that I would look at the mirror, I would start sobbing, to the point where like other girls in the shop kept coming up to me like, this is your dress, you look so beautiful. So I left more confused, and it's like, what's going on? And I was so confused and like so stressed out. So we left and went to go get dinner, and the break was necessary. And we started back up the next day, and I had the most awful experience at the next shop. Horrible. Absolutely awful. We walk in, and the girl's like, so what's your budget? And I said, it's X dollars. Okay, great. So if we have this thing where if you buy your dress today, it's 15% off. Would you like to see dresses that would be outside of your budget without that 15% off? And I was like, and my mom said, yes, she will. So we started trying on the dresses. And I was like, okay, yeah, these are pretty. Not quite it. This is pretty. Not quite it. And then we got to one dress, and I was like, oh, I feel very pretty in this. I feel very happy in this. And we go out there, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's perfect. Like, they were trying to get me to say yes to that dress. And we start talking about the dress with the sales lady, and she's like, yeah, this would be outside of your limit. I wasn't ready to say yes in that right when I saw it, though. I wasn't ready. It wasn't it. But because because she said that if I didn't buy that dress today, it would be outside of my price point. I started getting so stressed out. And she was being like so salesy with me, and I started shutting down. I loved this dress. I think it might be the most beautiful dress that I tried on. But she was being so pushy with that fact that if I didn't buy it right now, it would have been outside, like $300 outside of my price point. And I couldn't have justified that. I mean, because when you're planning a wedding, the budget is so tight that like any little thing over is gonna throw everything out of proportion. And like, it was so hard for me, and it was like a half hour of me sitting there like, I love this dress, I don't love it enough to commit to it right now though. And I was getting so stressed out, and eventually my grandma was like, we need to go get lunch, it's time to leave, we're leaving. And she sat me down as we were leaving. She's like, if that's your dress, I'll pay the extra for you, don't worry about it. But I wasn't feeling confident when we left. Like, I was feeling so down on myself, and I was feeling so stressed out, and I was so anxious. I didn't feel good. So we went and got lunch. We got some tacos, some burritos, delicious. And everyone sat there. They were like, that's such a beautiful dress. And I was like, I was shutting down more and more and more. And eventually my mom was like, stop. Everybody stop. We're not doing this. We are here to find Ashley's dress. That dress was beautiful, but it was not Ashley's dress. And we had one appointment left. And we got in the car and we were like, this is going to be fun. We are here to have fun. This is supposed to be fun. So I took that deep breath, let it out. We walked into the last shop, and I felt completely different immediately just walking into the shop than I did at every other shop. Every shop before, I was stressed, I was nervous, I was anxious, I didn't feel good. I felt calm. I didn't feel a single negative thing. I just felt calm. And the entire time that I was talking to the sales lady in there, I thought that she was understanding what I was saying. And I felt like she was like, okay, you say this, I want to try this. I know it's not what you said, but I want to see just so we can like narrow things down in the future. It felt productive, and it felt good. I felt confident, to the point where we started looking at dresses and saying, I like this one, this one, this one. And she was like, okay, great. I'm going to look at what you pulled and go pick out some of my own. You guys just hang out for a couple minutes. And my best friend and I started doing High School Musical dances. I didn't feel that calm and relaxed and like, this is fun at any of the other shops. I felt like this was fun, and I felt great. And it was so good. I was so happy for it. And so the first dress I tried on there ended up being my dress, because I didn't feel any negative emotions. And I just felt a sense of peace. And I didn't feel that anywhere else. So I felt like, let's go with my gut. I felt calm. I feel peace. I can see myself in this dress on my wedding day. This is my dress. And I'm not saying it's not beautiful. It's beautiful. I just felt like this is it. I didn't feel like teary. I did end up crying. It was just like calm. Yep. So, that was great. And I did end up changing it a little bit. We are going to change it just a little bit, but it's not in a way that I'm like overhauling the entire dress. We're just making some small additions. And that way the dress is gonna be mine and nobody else will have my dress, and it's gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna go into details, but I am very excited. So, Made to Love Bridal in Snohomish, Washington. I can't recommend enough. They were absolutely fantastic. And the dress was also significantly below budget, which is also great. Like, that's a couple $100s that I can now put elsewhere. I love that for me. So, what else is going on? Work sucks. I know. I'm just gonna start singing Blink-182 now. I'm not happy. I have not been happy with my job for a while. I think since I got the job, but we're now working on getting out of there and looking for new jobs. So, I think that's like the biggest extent of my life updates right now. Maybe wedding dress shopping isn't the biggest life update, life excitement for you, but for me it was like a really big deal. So that's kind of, I don't really want to talk about the negative things that's been going on the last couple weeks. So having that really big positive thing, like, it feels good. It makes me happy. And I'm glad that I had it. Especially in the midst of so much chaos and negative emotions. But I don't really have much else to talk about right now. So I think we'll end there. Let's talk about my goals. So I try to end every episode with goals that I have for the next 2 weeks and talk about the goals that I made in my previous episode. So a month ago now, I made the goals of finishing my Estuary Skirt and starting the Starflower blanket. I finished the skirt. Fantastic. I didn't start the Starflower blanket. That's okay. I didn't focus on my goals while I was away. I didn't need to. It wasn't going to be in my best interest. But now let's talk about my goals for the next 2 weeks. I'd like to get to sleeve separation on my bindweed, on my cardigan, and I'd like to do 3 sections of my shawl. And I didn't write this one down. I'm going to. I need to cast on my new design with Yarnaceous. So those are my 3 goals for the next 2 weeks. That's what I've got. I don't know where I'm at lengthwise on this episode because I have now separated this out into way more clips than normal, but I feel like this was short. This clip's only 21 minutes right now, so let's see. Editing might be real nice for me today. That's great. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Let's get back on my schedule. I'm feeling refreshed from being away. I can come back and I can be great. It will be great. So I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. And I hope y'all have a really good couple of weeks. I hope the start of spring is good for you and brings fresh to you. Whatever fresh may be for you. So, bye friends.